Hey.
Alright.
Ready?
Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't know when he's going to call analysis, but we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, so go ahead and open up your books to page 574. It's lesson 15.7. Selling price markup based on cost. 574. Now, what we just did, lesson 15.6, was markup rate based on cost. That's where we're doing that markup rate divided by the cost. Well, like we've been doing a lot in this chapter, now we're just doing another little variation. Now we're doing the selling price markup based on cost. Okay? Don't get disheartened. I know. That's why we're going to do an open book test. That way you can follow through, okay? Because I don't think there's enough board space for me to try to write all these different formulas, tell you which one's which, things like that. Okay? So, we're still doing the same thing. We still have to find the markup. And here, does anybody need any paper? Okay, let me get you some paper. Alright. Oh, that's nasty. Alright, so we still have our markup. We're still finding the markup. But here, instead of doing the complement, we're going to do the cost times the markup rate on the cost. So we have to find the markup. We're going to do the cost times the markup rate of the cost. And then once we do that, then we can find our selling price, which that's something that we've already covered in the last couple of chapters. To find the selling price, we do the cost plus the markup. Okay, so once again, it's very similar to what we've already done. And that's why you can get a little confusing, so you need to focus on what it's asking you for. So let's look at example 1. It says Reinhardt Jewelry stores, they buy silver earrings for $28.45 per pair. So there's our cost. When they buy something, that's their cost. So the cost is $28.45. The retail price is computed by adding a markup of 160% to the cost. Okay, so we're going to do this cost right here. We're going to multiply it by that 160%. Because let's see here, the markup rate is 160%. So they mean to tell you that they're going to mark it up 160% of the price that they paid. So we'll do the $28.45 times. Now, how would you write 160% as a decimal? 1.60. Because the number 1 is the same thing as 100%. Okay? And if you're ever not sure, you do 160% and then do divided by 100 to get it as a decimal, which is 1.60. So 28.45 times 1.60, which is 160%, gives us 45.52. So that is how much we're marking up this item. Okay? We paid $28.45 for it, but we're going to add an additional $45.52 to it to find out how much we're going to sell it for. So we'll do our cost, $28.45 plus the $45.52 get $73.97, which is the selling price. Okay, so any questions on how I got any of these numbers? No? Okay. Then I'm going to work one real quick, and then I'm going to have you work some. Alright, so number one, a boxwood shrub cost $50. The markup is 70% of the cost. So the markup rate is 70%. So we're going to do the cost times decimal 7, or you can write decimal 70, 70% to give us a $35 markup. So we paid $50. We want to be able to sell it and get that $50 back plus our additional $35 markup. So we'll do the cost plus markup to give us a selling price of $85. Alright, so try number 2 and number 3 on your own. Just take a couple minutes and say, I'll give you, it shouldn't take you very long. I'll give you till 10:05. That gives you 3 minutes to work them. Number 2 and number 3. We're on page 574. You're going to take the cost and multiply by the markup rate to find out how much you're marking up above what you paid for. You add. So whatever your markup is how much more than what you paid for. So, because you want to be able to get how much you paid for it plus additional amount, because we got to pay the overhead, we got to pay the light bill, we got to pay our employees. That's how much we're going to mark it over that. So now we do 210 plus 140 to get how much we're actually going to sell it for. No, because it's $146.85. Alright, so let's go over this real quick. Let's see,
365.
Cameron, what did you get for number 2? What was your markup?
150, 1.5. What I got?
Now, the rate is 1.50, but you do 1.50 times that 140%, $210, okay? So that's how much you're marking it up over that $140 cost. So we add it back together to get what as your selling price? $350. Okay, number 3, what was your markup? $57.85. And what was your selling price? $146.85. Okay? So this lesson, and that's all there is to this lesson. There's not much difference than the others. We didn't really just learn anything new. We've taken a couple different lessons, and like jambalaya, we threw it all into a pot, started around, and this is what we got. Okay? So there's not a whole lot to that. Give me just a second. I guess he forgot about announcements.